Yo. Yo. We
What's
back
going on?
again. Good. Welcome back, everyone, to another night of Island Boys Football Talk. We got our two hosts in the building. I know our other host is going to come in. We got C Money rocking with the Niner gang.
Bang
And we
bang.
got Sweetie in for the Keep Pounding Panthers. We're going to have Jizzle in shortly with the Fly Eagles Fly. But we got a lot on tap tonight here. We got Jizzle just popped in from the
Yo.
Fly Eagles Fly gang. So we got our three hosts today. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got some what has happened already, what
A
is
lot.
happening
A
already,
lot.
and what's about to happen tomorrow. Plus, we go through our three teams for the off-season future. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. But before we start with all of that, what's the mood like for everyone's team heading into tampering tomorrow?
Um, I want to say unexpected. I don't know what to expect from my team. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if we're gonna trade Fletcher Cox. I don't know if this trade between Gardner Minshew and the Colts and the Eagles gonna go through. Is it actually a real trade? If so, we getting a whole lot more draft picks again. Will the GM decide to use that as ammunition to get Deshaun Watson? What's his plan? If we trade Fletcher Cox again, we might be able to get some more draft picks on top of that. So right now we are sitting on 10 draft picks. You trade Minshew, you get two more. That's 12. You trade Cox, you're probably going to get another two more. That's 14. So now, are you going to be able to build a team with 14 draft picks? Or will you be able to use that as ammunition to get Deshaun Watson? So we'll see.
Tenseness.
So we'll see.
Unexpected news
Because
probably coming for
right.
Philadelphia.
Because what you can actually do now, if you don't want to grab Deshaun Watson, you go to the draft, you draft some replayers. Maybe you could trade up in the draft, trade those 2 first-round picks, go higher up in the draft, maybe in the early teens, or maybe close to the single digits. See if you can get a legit pass rusher, a legit cornerback, a legit impact player to help your defense. And then after you get in later rounds, you get another draft pick. I mean, in the late first round, you get another high draft pick and go from there. You build your team. Time next year, you build your team. You're in prime condition for the next 5-10 years. Just with if you could get 14 draft picks. Right now, you sit at 10. So we'll see.
So the Eagles, we're looking at a busy next day or two for the Eagles with the trades and the picks and everything. So we'll see what happens
Exactly.
with those guys. Shane, what's the mood like in San Fran?
Quiet. We signed back all our depth players. That's a good thing. So now we just waiting. The wait is really on. Well, I thought we would have been had Garoppolo would have probably been dealt by the time Wentz had get dealt. But the problem is now that Deshaun Watson clear of all criminal charges. So he can get deal before Garoppolo, of course, just because of the statute. So we gotta wait on that. And then plus Jimmy just had surgery, so everybody gonna be waiting on what the medical team say about that, and then the fallout from the Deshaun Watson. So things are quiet. And we need, I think if we decided not to stay with Jimmy, we need to trade him to get us that $20-something million cap space. Because we only got $9.3 million in cap right now. We need if he clear up that space, that's damn near $30 million in cap. We need to go after JC Jackson, Tyrann Matthew, show up our secondary, and I think we're gonna be good to go after that. You know what I'm saying? But it's quiet. But tomorrow's a different day, right? And we're gonna start late because we're at the West Coast. So we ain't gonna start until about 11, 12 o'clock East Coast our time. You know what I'm saying? And that's
I think tampering does usually start from 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, then that means we ain't gonna start till 8, 9 o'clock our time.
They usually start in the afternoon. The league year does officially kick in the afternoon. Well, the Panthers, I mean, the main focus, everyone, if you're looking at the mood, is kind of like, and you're getting like an anxiety attack because everyone was waiting until Friday with the Deshaun Watson news. I think from what I saw, David Tepper did the most research and hired his own investigators to go into the case. So I saw a Twitter a feed that said David Tepper was the one who got Deshaun Watson off because he was doing all kinds of stuff. But the Panthers ready to go. All in the Panthers had already made an offer.
The
I
Saints
think
too.
and the Saints, I think what the wait is now is they want to actually meet with Watson first. But I think the whole of the Panthers are kind of very anxious because the Panthers said they made an offer that is not going to mortgage the future, but I'm pretty sure they're giving up a lot because they're going to give up hefty draft picks plus players. So I would have to see what the official original offer is, and then we might options on it. But I know from what I'm seeing here is McCaffrey isn't included in it. They don't want to include McCaffrey because they want McCaffrey with Watson. So more than likely,
That may I give a lot.
not to say a lot, but I think a lot of the players that are actually gonna be in it is gonna be from the defensive side. Cause they're all young, good players like a Bones and Derek Brown and JC Hahn and Jeremy Chin. You give them probably two or four of them. I don't know who two. More than likely, Brian Bones will be included in it because they say they can always get a pass rusher, and probably Yito Ghost Matos may be in it. I don't think they're gonna give up DJ Moore. I don't know, but from the looks of it, they said they have an offer that is seriously strong. The only thing is now is that they want to sit and wait to sit with him. So, like I said, like most of our debates when we talk about teams, especially KG will tell you, if you don't have a quarterback, you can't win in the NFL. If it means giving up and getting your franchise quarterback and then rebuilding your team like that, then so be it. I wouldn't be pissed if we got him. I'd be happy if we got him, but I want to see what's the extent of the damage of giving up what we giving up for him. Then I can really say a thing because no, you don't have no second or third round picks this year, so you give up your first round pick this year, so you don't have nothing until the fourth. You're
Right.
giving up your first next year, your first the year after, probably the second next year as well, probably the second the year after. So you're always starting from the third, and then you're still giving up players. And then with Deshaun Watson come down, you got 35 million cap hit. I mean, you could restructure it, but I know the Panthers been doing a lot of restructure. We close about 30 million in cap space right now. Is it to my thing is I would actually try to go and sign some good players and build a team and then probably take a flyer on one of those out of the draft. But I think they from what I've heard is David Tepper was tired of 2 straight years he had 5-win season and he's tired of that. So he wants his quarterback. And his quarterback in his eyes is Deshaun Watson. And I don't think it's a Matt Rule. It's how come Matt Rule decision to say Tepper and Federer is doing all of this.
Right.
So Matt Rule don't have a say in all of this, which I think is a step in the right direction. Leave the GM and he needs to concentrate on coaching, but leave the GM and the owner deal with whatever. So I think everyone's anxious. I would personally like the deal done before the season, the free agency start, because then you're holding up your whole team waiting on a Deshaun Watson trade. If you could get it or he gone somewhere else, then you could build around the team. But I would have liked it to be done by tomorrow, but I don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know the whole of it. But
And Deshaun Watson actually got to say that he want to he want to play for the.
well,
Panthers.
he said he's gonna do it. He's gonna waive his no trade clause
Okay.
for the Panthers. The problem is it's not only the Panthers.
Right.
The Saints made an offer too.
Yep.
True.
So he's sitting there, and then probably the Seahawks might make an offer. So he needs it.
Exactly.
What all the teams are waiting on is they want to sit with him first. He'll accept any of those no trade clause. He'll waive his no trade clause for any of
Right.
them. He just wants to sit with them and then go through it, and then he'll probably tell the Houston, okay, this is the one I'll go with. Take this deal. Simple. Houston is granting him the permission because you got to get permission to speak with him because he's contracted. But Houston is granting him all the permission. So, I mean, it's in Deshaun Watson's court. I don't want it to drag out because then you don't want to lose out on free agents. But with a lot of teams still tight around the cap, I don't know how the Saints plan to do all of this. I don't even think them over the cap. They ain't get under the cap yet. So how you going to add 30 million to the cap when you still over the cap? I think the NFL needed to find the Saints or something about all these things.
They must send a whack of players. They must give
There's some players there.
yeah,
Some
they must say
players.
You're
he's
gonna have to
some
because
That's the
I
only
just
way.
don't understand. I know they just restructured Latimos contract, and that free up 18 million.
right.
I know the Cam Jordan and all of those guys still got hefty contracts.
So
Right.
you gotta look at the Texans, right? The Texans gonna lose Tunzu. So what he named down out there? They left that and go.
No, Armstead's a free agent.
A year free agent? Okay. Well.
They ain't got they got. See, the thing is with Houston, they still got a number 3 pick.
Yep. And they gonna get more.
You can get
Yeah, get more picks.
Emmanuel or a Kenu, the left tackle. Right? That's the thing about it. Whoever they're trading with, they getting a first round pick this year, for sure. Next year and the year after. If you get the Panthers one, you got a number 3 and the number 6 pick. If you get the Seahawks one that from Denver, you got the number 3 and the number 9 pick. The trade that they had a mock trade with the Eagles. If you get a number, they give the Eagles and give them 2 of the 3 first round picks. So you get
Exactly,
the
for the
number
3
3, the
first
number
round picks,
15,
exactly.
and the number 16.
Right.
So they got roast the boys. Who's gonna make the offer, and which one is gonna take? Because I think right now it's all up to Deshaun Watson, who he says, all right, I want this team, and then they're just gonna accept it.
Yeah.
But then again, too, the Texans ain't gonna just say, okay, Deshaun, now because you want to go to the Saints, mean I gonna accept it because suppose the Saints decide, suppose the Texans say that, well, the Panthers give me the best offer,
Right.
so you need to start this out. Because the Texans still want a strong offer for him. So it's not like Deshaun can say, I'm going to the Seahawks. I don't care. I waive my no trade. And then the Seahawks give him some stupid offer and they say, no. You need to think. You're under contract. So right now, like Shane said, everything is waiting on Deshaun Watson. That's a huge domino. But so far for the past week since we've been last on air on Tuesday, a lot of dominoes have been falling still in turn, and the biggest dominoes were quarterback positions. There's been a big musical chairs of quarterbacks,
Yes,
and we
sir.
still got some musical chairs of quarterbacks. As she said, Garoppolo gonna be another musical chair.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson gonna be another musical
Mhm.
chair. Minshew gonna be another musical chair. Mariota gonna be another musical chair.
Yep.
Trubisky gonna be another musical chair, and Jameis Winston gonna be another musical chair. So
And hot off the press, Kirk Cousins just signed a 1 year extension with the Vikings.
So the Colts and those guys wanted Kirk Cousins, and it looks like
Mhm.
the Vikings are all in on Kirk Cousins. So go no because they added a no trade clause to that too.
Yo,
Right.
but 1 year, 35 mil.
Yeah,
Wow.
I something is wrong there
That's
because
money.
his contract this year too is about 40.
Yeah, right. So it's like
So why would
really,
you add another 1 year 35 unless they try to push back some of his salary this year to the contract next year? Maybe the 35 is just it could reach up to 35 million and then they just kind of move the money. But if they're giving him 40 million this year, and then 35 million last year, that's a big mistake in terms of the Vikings.
the man
But
making money. The man making money, just making money.
yeah, cause when he signed his 3 year contract with the Vikings, it was all fully guaranteed. It
It was
wasn't
all
no
fully
kind of pro
guaranteed.
rates or nothing.
Yo, fully guaranteed 35 million.
See? So I just don't understand why they think that
He got to have the
about
best
35.
agent in the NFL right
It
now.
gotta be. He gotta be. If he could get 3 years, 65 million fully guaranteed, and then get another 1 year extension, 35 million guaranteed, obviously he agent working some miracles out there.
Right.
It lower he capped to 31 million.
So I think they kind of move something, make it a bonus or something.
I don't understand. 35 mil guaranteed.
That's a lot.
But since we still, so we'll still keep into it in terms of the quarterbacks. We just heard that Cousins have signed that 1 year extension. We'll talk more about Cousins, but we'll go back to earlier in the week. I think when we last finished, it was the last major domino was Russell Wilson went
Russell
to
Wilson.
The Broncos.
Denver.
Broncos.
And then we spoke about that on Tuesday, and then after our show,
Before we end the show, we say something that happened.
something gonna happen.
Something that happened.
Something was gonna happen, and so said, so done. What was the next domino?
Carson Wentz.
Carson
Carson
Wentz
Wentz
to
gone.
the
What you guys think
Commanders.
about? What you guys think about the Wentz trade?
Well, if you talk to some of the Commanders fans, Them don't like it. Them don't like it. I mean, I ain't got a personal preference, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to do with me. My team, nothing. I ain't care, really. But talking with the Commanders fans, they don't like it. I know who they have want to go get, but I don't like it. But they gotta understand that Russell Wilson, I mean the Seahawks turned down 3 first rounds.
Where the
Those are bad
Seahawks,
good.
they Russell Wilson didn't want to go to
Exactly.
play the Commanders.
So
Well, apparently, the Panthers made an offer to the Seahawks that the Seahawks are going to take.
but
For
Wilson
Russell.
said no.
But Russell's mindset was he doesn't want to play in the NFC. No, it wasn't at Denver. He told them that if you're going to trade me, no problem. But I won't go in the NFC to be a burden to you guys.
Wow.
That's why he turned down Washington and because the Panthers made remember our GM came from Seattle.
Right.
So the Panthers actually made an offer that they were seriously interested in. The Seahawks are interested in it, but Russell is the one that turned it down. He said that he doesn't want to play in the NFC to be a burden to the Seahawks.
I don't like that dude, you know.
So Russell?
Yeah, I don't like that dude.
Why? Because he gave you Harrods.
He's a pussy. He's a pussy.
I mean, that Carson Wentz deal coming into the NFC East. I mean, I ain't a fan of it really because I don't want Carson Wentz come there raid me twice in a year. You understand? I don't want to hear that narrative from the media saying, "Oh, how the Eagles made a mistake doing this, the Eagles made a mistake doing that. Oh, Carson Wentz found his stride, this and that. The Eagles couldn't do it." I don't want that. So, like I told you guys before, with him being in the NFC East playing with the Washington Commanders, I hope he loses every game that he plays against the Eagles. Honestly. Because I don't want to hear that talk, that conversation, that narrative of Eagles, Carson Wentz, this and you know that's gonna be the story, regardless. But still, for me, I think the Commanders, that was a desperate move.
Yeah.
That was a desperate move. Because I don't think that they knew or they had an idea that they would have a chance of getting Deshaun Watson. So I think that was a desperate move in trying to get Carson Wentz. I think he's probably an upgrade over Heineke.
Well, how big though?
A little bit of an upgrade. The question is, because he didn't have a bad season. He didn't have a bad season. I think he had over 3,000 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
Who that?
Carson Wentz.
We saw him Winston. But you see, I think the question mark is that remember he left from Philly because it was the turmoil, he didn't get along, this and that.
Exactly.
He was sent to somewhere that he should have had a lot of comfort, which is Frank Wright and those guys. Or if Frank Wright and those guys train you, then something is off, something is wrong.
Something is off to you.
Because if they are the ones that you had the most success with, and like you said, it's not like he had a horrible season. It was a good statistical thing. It wasn't bad. It wasn't over the top. The problem was that last game that he had against the what do you call it? The last game against the Jaguars when he should have won that game to get in the playoffs. They lost. And then also you had a report say that he's not good to taking tough coaching. The teammates didn't like him. He didn't show leadership. Well, I saw how to say, look who you're going to, Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera is a man that demands respect of his players.
All right.
So if you can't take tough coaching and those stuff, what do you think will happen when you go to Ron Rivera, a military background, a no-nonsense coach?
Right.
But I agree with you. I think that the Washington really wanted to upgrade that quarterback. They really wanted.
They
need it. They really wanted Russell. If you offered 3 picks, they wanted Russell. They didn't get Russell. Like you said, they probably could have gotten Deshaun, but they just didn't want to wait. Jimmy was still out there.
Jimmy's still out there. But
I don't
again,
know what
I
they think.
think the medical, I think it's the medical concern.
Probably.
So the next best option was going with Wentz. I think Wentz could still thrive.
He's still.
Yeah, he's not. I actually like Wentz, but just give him his. Right. I mean, you got Terry McLaurin.
Right. This is
Antonio
actually the first
Gibson.
season. Right. This is actually the first season he has. He will be having a prolific wide receiver and Terry McLaren. When he was with the Eagles, you can't really name a prolific wide receiver that he had playing in Philly.
Then you're gonna have a healthy Curtis Samuels.
Right, exactly. He
And
had that in Indy.
exactly. So
You know what I mean?
you still got Parsons and you still got a potent defense in Washington.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to do one thing we know with Ronville. Ronville wants to manage the time and leave his defense do stuff. He
Right.
wants to run the ball. Just don't make the mistakes. Heineke, he did his part, but he's nowhere close to like a playoff quarterback.
Play
He's
after the
just a
quarterback.
mid-level starter. I think Washington felt that okay after Russell, our next bet is to go for Wentz. I think Wentz we can do something with Wentz and hopefully it turns out to be true. But
I hope
we,
not. I
you
hope
hope not.
not.
You
I
hope
hope
not.
not.
But that's for your reasons.
I hope not. That's one thing you don't want. I mean, we had it before. Deshaun Jackson going to the Redskins and have to touch us twice a year. You don't want Carson Wentz coming out there touching you twice a year. Trust me. Trust and believe it. So I hope, like I said before, I hope he loses every game he plays against Philadelphia. As long as he is in that Washington Commanders uniform, I hope he loses every game he plays against the Philadelphia Eagles. I hope him to. Trust what I tell you.
I don't know, you're not crazy. I mean, tough. The defense ain't no punk.
I know exactly.
The offense ain't no punk neither.
Exactly.
And now you put Wentz in that offense with his different multitude of talent that he has.
Right.
He could run, he could pass. You got
Right.
McLaren, you got Curtis Samuel, you got McKissick, you got you know what I'm saying? It's
You
like
got Antonio Gibson.
right.
You know what I mean? So I already know in my mind what our offense has. You know what I mean? So it's like if Wentz could somehow put it together, if he can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he
I
doesn't have to
almost
be. He doesn't have to try to take over with a defense like that. You don't have
Right.
to try to take over the game. Do your part. Simple. Do your
I,
part.
I almost feel like Wentz get put in a position like Garoppolo. You got a team that build defense wise build to go, had every piece on it on the offense except for a quarterback. Now you interject Wentz into that offense, into that team. Wentz has been there. He know how to do it. He know how to win. He been to the playoffs. He been to the Super Bowl. It's like I don't know. It's dangerous looking. It's dangerous looking.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't clicking in Indy. You know that was a given. He wasn't clicking out there, but he got
See, and,
weapons.
and the thing about it is that if you look at the reports of Indy, it wasn't actually his on-field play. The issues were
With
he
him and
just didn't handle well to tough coaching. He didn't show the leadership traits that, and the players kind of didn't like that. He wasn't showing those leadership traits. Which mean he's still is he a leader? We gotta see.
My thing as Frank, right? You coach Wentz long time ago. You didn't know that he was not a good leader.
But this is my thing,
Before he decided to trade for Carson Wentz. You didn't know he was not a good leader?
and that's my thing about it. But
Because if you know
because
he was not a good leader, you know it would have come down to this. Why did you trade for him?
it raises a concern when the one person that had all the faith in the world in you
Right.
that made the best out of you when you were in Philly, they traded for
Exactly.
you. If they're giving up on you after one season, then that's raising a lot of eyebrows to me.
Right.
Because if it's one person you could count on to get it done was Frank Wright.
That's Frank, right?
I don't know if it was strictly a Frank Wright move to get rid of him or if it was a Jim Orsay, the owner move to get rid of him. That's another thing we gotta look at. Maybe
Orsay.
Frank Wright probably said, I don't want to trade him, we can think, and Orsay said, no, we need to upgrade. So
Probably could be
we
that
gotta
too.
look at it like that. But that last game of the season, definitely when we saw when they were losing, we kind of knew that kind of like hit like the nail in the coffin for something
Right.
there in Indy. When they couldn't beat the Jaguars, all you had to do was win and go in. And his game was mediocre. It just wasn't good.
Right.
So, but let's see what he has in Washington. Let's see what Washington does now. Let's see what Washington does tomorrow and Tuesday when free agency start. We'll see if if they keep putting players around him, and let's see what Wentz has to. Let's see what he can do. What was after Wentz? There was something else again. Another quarterback thing. What was the next quarterback happening wrong here? There was a
I
lot
don't
of
think
stuff going on. Quarterback stuff.
I don't think
I
it was nothing
don't.
else.
I think it was not a quarterback.
Ain't
Actually,
nothing
that
else.
was
No, it was not quarterback. It was
right.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper going to the Browns.
Cooper get traded to the Browns,
Hmm.
but that was yesterday, man.
Yeah.
Cooper got
Yeah,
traded
well,
yesterday.
yeah, but
I'm
remember we had a
sure.
little.
Let me
Wentz
see.
went. I hear watching out.
Oh
Well,
yeah. Oh,
Deshaun Watson get cleared of all the criminal
they cleared out
charges.
stuff. You had Khalil Mack going to the Chargers.
Yeah, okay, that
Yeah.
was what I couldn't remember. Yeah, Khalil
That was
Mack
a
was
big
going
one.
to. That's a big one as well. So what you guys think about? Well, I don't want to go into the tampering stuff yet, cause they ain't think. But what you guys think about all these trades so far for these teams?
I think Khalil Mack going to the Chargers is big. Him on the opposite side of
Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa gonna be legit. That's gonna help the run game. That's gonna help their run game because I think all they need right now is probably a solid defensive tackle, somebody who can actually stuff the backs on the inside because you know those guys are outside pass rushers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the Chargers were probably one of the bottom low teams in stopping the run.
Yeah,
So I
I
think with
mean,
Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, and you get if you can get a solid defensive tackle in the middle, they'll probably a better run stuffing team and they'll be a great pass rushing team.
Then we also had Bobby Wagner got released
Yeah,
from the Seahawks.
right.
yep, we have Wagner. Going
That,
back to
that
what KG say, even though he's getting up there in age, Mac, I think that's a very good trade for the Chargers. In terms of you got your two when the Chargers were doing good, you had Bosa and Melvin Ingram dominating.
right.
Without Ingram last year, you could have double teamed Bosa and no
Joey
one else was
Bosa.
doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
With Mac, you still got to double team him. Cause he's still a sick man. So getting him along with that, but you know what that goes back to? That goes back to something that three of us were talking about all the time. That goes back to teams that have quarterbacks on rookie deals can make those kind of moves
Agreed.
because you
Yep.
got the cap. The Chargers taking advantage of Justin Herbert being on his rookie deal. You can sign anybody. Remember they signed back Mike Williams,
Yeah.
5 years, 6 years, something like that. 4 years, 6 years, something like that. But they signed back Mike Williams. You made the big trade for Mac. Mac still got a big contract.
Mm-hmm.
But you're allowed to do that if you got teams that got rookie quarterbacks. Because I'm sure from tomorrow we're gonna see the Bengals make a lot of noise. With 55 million in cap space, the Bengals ready to kick some ass tomorrow too.
The course got 70 something. The course got 69 to 72 million cap space now.
Cause they got rid of
Wentz.
yeah, cause Washington said they're gonna pay for the entire pay his
Right.
entire salary.
Yeah,
So now the
so they
coach
got like
loaded
a
up
cap
on it
space
too.
too.
So these teams that have their rookie quarterbacks, these both said be able to take advantage of the thing. And then that's the issue now with teams like the Chiefs, for example. They got 40 million a year tied up on
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
The defense is gonna take a hit. The team itself is gonna take a hit because you can't make
Yeah,
the signings that you want.
yeah, I take a hit, right? They had to let go Tyrann Matthew.
Yeah, look at the
Nah.
defense. We don't know
I don't
nobody
think
on
I
the
don't think I don't
defense.
think Melville Ingram coming back.
I
Well,
doubt it.
he's old. He's about 32, 33. Because
Yeah.
he low. But
Rumor,
look at it. Like Chris Jones is the only good one, and he on the big contract. Frank Clark is the only one. He on a big contract.
so rumor has it that Frank Clark is a target for us,
Exactly because they gotta get rid of salary,
right?
Mm-hmm.
man. And then they got Orlando Brown. The franchise tag him. If he
Mm-hmm.
plays on that, that's about 16 million, 17 million for the 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So you got him. The good thing is they hit jackpot with the center Creed Humphreys and Trey Smith,
Yeah.
the guard. But you gotta pay. Then they got Joe Tony from New England, the left guard. Those guys got big contracts too. Plus you're paying Kelsey, you're paying Tyreek Hill. Who's gonna play defense for them? I don't know. I don't know no kind of. I don't. You guys could name any of the defensive backs?
Nah.
None.
Exactly. So they gotta rely on drafting and low budget players
Yeah, they're gonna
because
struggle on
of
defense this year.
yeah. Though that's the problem when you find that like, I can't say it's a problem. That's what happens when you get a when you have the reward of getting a top notch quarterback that everyone wants. Cause KG want one, I want one.
Yeah,
Shane
I want
hoping
one.
that Lance turn out to be that
Right.
one. But
Yep.
that's what happens. Because if we wasn't talking about Deshaun Watson, no, Deshaun Watson would have had the cap hold up. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson gonna hold up his cap too when he gets his thing. Um,
Hmm.
Josh Allen is the same way as well.
I think right now, I think right now Lamar Jackson is looking for a contract too, right?
Yeah, and
He's looking for a
he
contract.
actually don't have an agent. He's his own agent.
Yeah, he's his own
Yep.
agent. Yeah,
So he negotiated. I wish he could tell me just take 1%. I'll take one
no, right?
percent and go.
Just do
But
nothing.
yeah, I mean he's thing. But the so much rumors happening. We just saw like we talked about Cooper going to the Bronx and they prioritize Michael Gallup rather than Amari Cooper. Now Michael Gallup was rewarded today. 5 years, 62
62
million.
million. Mhm.
He's coming off an ACL injury. But now the 1-2 punch is Gallup and CD Lamb, not Gallup and Coop. Is it gonna make a difference? We gotta actually see if
I think that's a better wide receiver core.
I think so too. I think Coop.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to bash Coop. It's not like he's
No,
not a bad
no.
player,
Yeah, okay, we do.
but Gallup was producing when he was on the field.
Right.
Coop, it was like Coop. You would see him and then don't see me. He goes away. A Gallup was always there. Gallup in what's his name?
CD.
CD Lamb, and then they're trying to sign back Cedric Wilson the slot.
Yeah.
So they have to see what happens there. But I mean, having Cooper go. What you guys think about? What you guys think about it from the Bronx point of view?
Well, will he be able to mesh with Baker Mayfield? Because we see Odell wasn't able to do it. Wasn't able to mesh with Baker Mayfield. We saw Odell was able to mesh with Stafford and the Rams. The little stakes that he had. I mean, it's good that you had Cooper Cup on the other side, but I mean, Amari Cooper is a solid number one. Will because we saw it was some clippings where Odell was open a number of times and Baker wasn't either looking his way. I wasn't able to get him the ball. So Amari Cooper is going to be open a lot too. Will he be able to find Amari Cooper open? Will they be able to gel during mini camps, OTAs, and training camp? Will they be able to mesh and get that 1-2 punch that wide receiver quarterback combo? I don't know. But this is Baker's last year.
I think
This will be Baker's last year.
I think the Bronx also say that they're monitoring the quarterback market as well,
Right.
because they
So-
know that that's the thing about it. Whoever you get, you gotta try to upgrade over the quarterback you got now.
Right.
The thing about it is for Carolina, anybody gets an upgrade over Donald. So that's how you look at it. It's Baker. Who out there that you think is actually a better quarterback than Baker on the market? Probably Garoppolo.
Garoppolo, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm not bringing in Minshew to say that that's
I bring
that's
him
an
Minshew.
upgrade.
Minshew don't have a better arm than Baker Mayfield.
I ain't convinced with Minshew, and I think Baker's a good quarterback. You know, to me personally,
I think so too.
I think he's a good quarterback.
That's the thing. I think he costs. Yeah, he costs.
The team that he with, I think you take Baker and put him on another team, he got even though he'd a shine on the Bronx, I think he shine more. He would shine more. You put him on the Steelers. Like the Steelers were to grab Baker Mayfield, I think.
But look how crazy it is. Stefanski is the one that had the zone scheme, the zone runs for Minnesota when you had Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, and Thielen and Justin Jefferson going on sick.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to bring that concept over to Cleveland. That should have worked because you still had Nick Chubb, you had Odell and Jarvis Landry, and to me, Baker can be a better version of Kirk Cousins, and you had a better line in Cleveland. Why is that zone scheme not working in Cleveland?
And you have two solid tight ends.
Yep.
Exactly. So like my
So you
thing
could
is, why is
you
that
could
not
you got
working?
12 personnel with that zone one scheme. And
Now
what play
you got
action after that?
now you got Coop, like you say. Now you got Coop. We don't know if Jarvis Landry gonna be there because of the
He
contract.
won't. He won't be there.
So let's take Jarvis Landry out of the equation now. You got Coop, you got Peoples Jones, you still got Njoku and Austin Hooper.
Right.
They can suppose they draft a wide receiver.
Yep. That's exactly what you need to do.
That zone scheme should be working. You got Chubb and
You
Hunt
still
that doing
got Chubb and
stuff.
Hunt in the back. Yep.
Exactly. Why is that not working? It's just kind of baffling
Coaching.
to me. I
Coaching.
don't
12
really want to.
personnel.
I
12 personnel. 12
coaching,
personnel all
yeah.
game.
You see, there's so much different varieties for them that happen. But that year when they beat the Steelers and then they took the Chiefs down to the fourth quarter, everyone was hype. And then look what happened this year. Next year, what are we gonna see? This year, the 2022 Browns or the 2021 Browns? Which one are we going to see?
I think they regress.
Yeah, they regress badly this
They
year, so that's what I'm
regress
No,
saying.
I think
Next
they're gonna
year,
regress. They're gonna regress
oh,
more
you think
next
they're
year.
gonna regress more next year?
Even more?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't. Look at the team the Browns got.
They ain't gonna beat the Bengals.
Boy,
They did it last year.
they did it.
They blew them out last year.
They ain't gonna do it again. Not with that boy fighting his stride.
I see. I don't never go against divisional games. I can't go there and say that
They're kind of tight.
Bengals gonna go there and sweep the Browns. Suppose the Bengals, suppose the Bengals go into a Super Bowl hangover. You think the Bengals could go into a Super Bowl hangover? What do you think, KG? You think the Bengals may go into a Super Bowl hangover?
If they get some veteran offensive lineman, they get some veterans on defense, probably not. Nah.
I'm hoping
them
they
guys
go.
are hungry. And the only way they get a hangover is they get injuries. If you lose
Because-
like a Jamar Chase or you lose a Higgins, then maybe yeah. If you lose some of them players on defense, then yeah.
You see who I think I can't remember who did, but you see who's the betting odds to go into the Super Bowl for the AFC? You see who got the highest odds right now
Who?
in the off season? They got the Bills as the highest odds.
Agreed.
I agree.
The
I
Bills
can
as
see
the
that.
highest odds,
I can see that.
not the Bengals.
If
not
the Bills don't play the
Chiefs.
Chiefs, they're gone. Clean.
Well, let's hope them change the overturn rule.
The Bills need a running back. They need a running back.
Right.
They need a running back.
The Bills want McCaffrey. I don't know.
They need a running back. If they could get a above average running back in that backfield, then yeah. But they need somebody who can move the chains in the backfield.
Put this in perspective. Why have they go there and get a Mostert?
No, he can't stay healthy. He can't be an all-purpose back. He can't be a three down back. You need a three down back who could sometimes maybe give you 15 to 20 carries a game.
But do you think that they could use the first round pick or second round pick and draft one of those running backs?
Possible.
I do believe so.
Does it have that talent in the draft?
Yeah.
For first round?
Yeah, you see, running backs aren't valued in top 10, but they got top 10 talent. It's just that the value isn't to draft them in the top 10. But every year you got them. Remember, I would have picked Najee Harris over a lot of running backs currently in the NFL. The problem was Najee Harris' value in the draft is not top 10 because of the position he plays. But he has top 10 talent. Look at the guy, Javante Williams from Denver.
Mm-hmm.
He's a beast. Where was Jonathan Taylor drafted? In the second round. DeAndre Swift, second round. Mm-hmm. You don't need to draft them in the first round no more. I think the positional value has fallen.
Was in the second round.
Exactly. The positional value has fallen, but the talent, your top 10 talents is just teams don't want to make that effort to draft them in the first round anymore. I think the Bills could find their three down.
That's what they need.
Thing in the draft. I think most persons are saying they should prefer to do that and them going and get McCaffrey when he gonna tie up your cap.
True.
I mean, we know what he could do, but if you tying up your cap, remember Ting is out on an ACL tear. What's the cornerback name? Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious
White,
You gotta find depth at cornerback. I think Diggs is good. You got Diggs, you got Dawson. Now I think they said they wanted Evan Ingram.
Right.
So you getting in Evan Ingram to go two tight end set? Or
Maybe.
a lot of teams saying that Evan Ingram would be a mismatch as like a slot receiver.
Yeah, that speed at the tight
hmm
end position.
So there's there's a lot of ways the Bills could go as long as you got Big Josh, you good.
Telling you.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we'll see what comes out of it. But like I know three of us, we really excited. Tomorrow you're gonna actually see persons in agreement with a contract. It's just that the contract details wouldn't come out because they can't sign till Wednesday. But tomorrow you can officially
What time this
work
thing
on
start?
contracts.
For her?
I can't remember. I can't check my phone.
Okay,
Look, I
no.
hear watching sense here. So I can't check my phone yet. When I check the phone, when I check see what time tapping start. I can't turn off my phone now. Can't turn off the phone. Phone battery low, but I can't turn that. Somebody check the time. So they're doing it here. I don't know why watching somebody do them here, but I don't know. Check the time on it. But I know from
Yeah.
tomorrow, Parsons gonna go in principle with agreements of agree in principle to a contract with this team. But it just ain't signed. I mean, you can still change
12,
your mind.
12 p.m. Eastern time.
All right. So
So
12 p.m. negotiation, 12:05, somebody gonna agree to a team because the amount of tampering that has gone on before, you don't even know what happened. But I mean, when we come on Tuesday, we ain't gonna be able to stop talking because even while we talking, deals gonna be going on
games will be going
that
through
time too. I
non-stop.
think no, it's Tuesday or Wednesday. No, it's Wednesday. Oh my bad,
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Wednesday is officially you can sign. That's official New Year. But I mean, deals gonna still be signing
You better, you
because you
better,
can
you better,
agree.
you better charge your phone.
Phones got to charge. So, but we see a lot of stuff going on. Any more news so far in terms of deals or rumors?
Like
I
I done see
mean,
my room already with the Frank Clark thing. They're talking about
the
bringing Frank Clark
Clark,
on over with us.
um,
Jimmy's still in the mix with the Saints, with the Colts. That conversation still going on. But that's it. Quiet, quiet.
Yeah, the Cardinals sign Zach Ertz
Zach Osby signed with the
to
Cardinals.
a 2-year deal.
Let me see. Since you got to take a break, let me see. Well, I think there was something else too that we saw today. I know Shane brought up the Gallup.
Mm-hmm.
We signing. I know
Mm-hmm.
Zach Ott.
We still
We
ain't, we can't
signed.
confirm we can't confirm the Minshew thing yet.
Still can't confirm that
Yeah,
yet.
we
Still
saw a
can't
blip.
confirm that
You know,
yet.
we saw a blip on the Minshew being traded to the Colts, but we can't confirm that yet.
But I know there's another rumor. Multiple teams are linked to Juju. Eagles, Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
Bears, and Jaguars. They're linked to Juju. A lot of teams are linked to Jarvis Landry. I know teams are eyeing Daniil Hunter due to cap reasons. The talented defensive end. KG talked about Fletcher Cox.
Your teams are looking at the Cox.
But I know it was something that we just missed out on, even though you were talking about. It was news just about 15, 20 minutes ago before we came on the show. Tom Brady has decided to come back after 2 months of retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So of course,
What we
when,
feel
when
about that?
when he's saying that, blow up my damn San Fran team page because everybody convinced that he come back to play in San Fran.
I saw a report that said that Brady, word on the street is Brady would only come back to play because he want to play in San Fran.
But I ain't ready to give fucking Bruce Arians no fucking the wall for Tom Brady because he's still on a contract. So you got trading.
That's my thing. But I
Right.
don't. I think if he come back, he come back to play with Tampa.
With
I
Tampa.
don't think he
The
got trade.
NFC still wide open.
But I'll tell you what, he is the GOAT, right? And I forget who analysts I watching that came out and said, even though he under contract, if Tom Brady go in the owner's office in Tampa Bay and tell the owner, you sign me for 2 years, you sign me for a year. I came off an extension. I win your Super Bowl. I did exactly what you want me to do. I want to move forward in my career now and go play with San Fran. You think the owner will let him go?
You
Grant
gotta
him that
respect
release.
him. You gotta
And
respect.
that's
Yeah,
what the
respect
analysts,
him.
you know what I'm saying? That's what the analysts are saying right now. who gonna tell Tom Brady no? If Tom Brady come to you and family asks you in Tampa Bay after what he just do for Tampa Bay and say, I
I
want to,
think they would more likely trade him because they want to get something back for him, at least something.
Exactly.
of course,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But it wouldn't. I don't think they would allow. I don't think he would tell him, I want to play in San Fran. I think they would make it happen. I don't think they would try
Mhm.
and rape the
I
bank like
agree.
how
I
Bruce
agree.
Arenas, because you gotta respect him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but
He ain't Aaron Rodgers out there demanding this, demanding that kind of nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? Is
here's
just respect the man.
I think his relationship with Mike Evans and Godwin is why I feel he ain't going nowhere because he still got those boys, Edwards and Godwin, and he got a really close relationship with them. I think his beef came from Arians and those guys. He and
Mm.
Arians had
He and
them
Arians never used to click from the
right.
beginning.
Right.
I mean, he and Leftwich is good,
Left foot
but
cheating. He left foot was
he and
solid.
Arians, you know Bruce Arians already. He gonna always be how he be.
Yeah, he's a hard nosed coach.
Yeah, even in his time in Indianapolis and then the Cardinals. That's how he is. So, but again, like CNC, that's gonna be a story that on people mind straight because you don't know. They can always bring up the San Fran link of him going to play for San Fran. So you gotta watch that every day thinking he gonna say he going to San Fran no? Or he just unretired to come back to Tampa.
True.
I saw in his tweet it said Tampa, let's run it back. In that tweet that I put. Wait, let me see it again. Sorry, Shensi. I gotta take it
I
off
mean,
again.
probably
Let
because
me,
I mean, like we all said before, the NFC is wide open. So I mean, there's still a chance. All you gotta do is try to make it to the big dance. You make it to the big dance, you have a chance.
see, I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business.
I mean,
So,
a lot of things.
yeah, that's true.
Who's coming back for as the number one tight end?
Brandon
Cameron Braid?
back.
Huh?
Grant, no,
Brandon
Grant gonna
back.
come. I want Grant gonna come back once
Once
thing.
Brady back?
But I
Yeah.
mean, you still got Breed, and
OJ Howard is a free agent,
I
right?
think OJ Howard is a free agent.
Grant wasn't ready to retire. No. Grant said he was gonna run again with anybody. He want to play
Yeah,
on a
he just
contender.
didn't want to go on a team that ain't got no good quarterback. See,
Yeah.
when he said he wanted to play, Breeder wasn't there. He wanted to go to Cincinnati. So he could pre-pick anything. But I think what if Breed is coming back, Grant gonna come back. And then in a NFC South that don't have nobody, and there's KGC. In a NFC overall, that quarterbacks diminish,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta go through who? Rogers. That the only person I would
Rodgers
say.
and the Rams
And the
and
Rams too. And
possibly the 49ers.
well, from a quarterback perspective, you're just looking at Stafford, Rogers. I wouldn't even say that. As a full team perspective, you're going to the Rams and 49ers for sure.
Right. Yeah.
As those teams stack. Nobody else you're really counting as a whole overall team. The 49ers and the Rams got an overall team. I don't know who else. I got to see what the Packers gonna do, but I don't know about the Packers. But outside of them, the team itself, you go into the NFC West, which is the Rams and the 49ers. Those teams are too built.
I read. I think it was yesterday, or the day before that the Packers with the signing of Aaron Rodgers and the franchise tagging of Devontae Adams said they're just gonna be the casualty.
One of the Smiths got to go, or
Yeah, one
maybe
of the
two of
Smith
them.
brothers gonna have to go.
Yeah, it just
And I
gonna
think
happen.
yeah, they also lost the linebacker in Devondre Campbell. I think he's a free agent.
He's a free agent. I know they wanted to sign him back, but it's money.
Right.
The thing about it is, a lot of these teams are seriously close to the cap line still.
Exactly.
They are seriously close still. I just don't understand how the teams doing business and a lot. If we go and try to look at the cap now, a lot of them only got about 8 million in cap. And then remember when you look at we even taking into account draft picks. Draft picks that take up about 8 to 9 million by
8 to 10
itself.
million of your cap.
Yeah, 8 to 10 million, and then
And
I
then
know that
you still got rookie reserves.
then you got to put away 5 million for injury settlements and those kinds of stuff. So
And
that's
rookie,
about 15 million you put away just for rookies and injuries. So then, are you really doing business? The only thing I can say is certain people on the market gonna have to take a 1 year prove it deal. and you may be able to bargain like that. But these teams that got a cap space supposed to feast. Has nobody going and outbid them. That's why I saying that the Bengals they're in a prime spot because who going out there to outbid 55 million cap space on the Bengals? And the Bengals know what they want. They want linemen. That's it.
Exactly.
Lineman,
So the Bengals could build their entire line right now.
lineman and defense.
That's all they got to do. Build a line, and then like KG say, you get some cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Cause the franchise tag Jesse Bates. You still got Trey Hendrickson and those guys on the defensive line. But you can't have Eli, the rotten apple, and them going out
Yeah,
there.
You can't have Eli coming back. You can't
Exactly.
have Eli coming back.
So go and sign. Who knows? Go sign a Tyron Matthew and
Oh,
Leahy and Jesse Bates going back.
Awuzie was a free agent, right? He's a free agent, right?
I don't
I'm
think so. No.
100.
So he was their best corner. Awuzie.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Woozy. I'm 100% sure
So
if
we ain't sure if he's coming back or if he's a solid roster spot. I ain't sure.
Mhm.
But they need two solid corners. They do.
Yeah, they need someone. I mean, they still have their draft pick that they can use, but
Right.
I know their main thing is they got Jonah Williams. I know Jonah Williams was a talented Alabama left tackle. They got him. I don't know the rest of the line. They gonna get guards and Jonah Williams could probably go right tackle, and you get Taron Armstead to play left tackle. And then you need to sign at least 2 or 3 people because you can still draft somebody to help.
Yep.
You don't need to spend all your money on them. You can still draft people. And guards and centers easy value for like the late first or the second and third.
At one point, there was a rumor saying that the Bengals might try to see if they could trade for what his name is, Andre Dillard.
Right. There's people on the market. There's
Right.
people that I saw something today when they talk about they said the guard and center depth is seriously long. And they showed
Mm-hmm.
like a list of free agents, guards and centers. And it's a long list. It's a very long list. So let's see where they go. But basically, we are all excited. I'm very excited to see what tomorrow is for the Panthers. I've been like I was telling you guys, I don't try to watch the rumors too much because then it can just make me check my phone all the time every 5 minutes. So I want to see stuff getting done. I just don't want to see rumors. But from tomorrow, as KG said, 12 o'clock, horses can agree to contracts. They just can't sign them, but they're gonna agree, and then that's it.
How would you feel if the Panthers are are able to get a Sean Watson? You wake up tomorrow morning, and you check your phone tomorrow afternoon, 1, 2 o'clock, whatever, and you see that the Panthers are traded for Deshaun Watson,
Like I say, what is the most important position on the entire field?
quarterback.
The quarterback. I saw a report, 2 reports. Panthers were really impressed with Desmond Ritter and Malik Willis. They were extremely impressed with Malik Willis. But at the end of the day, like you say, superstar in this league.
Proven,
I would
proven pro
not
bono.
mind if I got up and I saw we have Deshaun Watson. I would be ecstatic. But again, I don't like to give up my younger players, but it is what when you can get a superstar pro quarterback, you got to do it. So it would cost me that I would have to give up Brian Bonds, but guess what? There's a lot of Brian Bonds out there. You could get rushers. I would cost me we give up Derek Brown, but I'm sure we could find a defensive tackle to replace Derek Brown. It would cost me we give up DJ Moore, but we could still go and get a good wide receiver to help. So I know when I from looking at it, the only players that they can actually give up that the Texans gonna want is on the offensive side, DJ Moore. That's the only one. On the defensive side, Bonds, Yito Ghost Matos, Derek Brown, Jeremy Chin, or JC Han. If I gotta give up 2 or 3 of them, so be it.
But not
You got
DJ
your,
Moore. Would you give up DJ Moore?
if the Texans want him, you probably have to.
You
Because
gonna
DJ
ham-
Moore
you,
is
you,
DJ
but you
Moore's
gonna
in the
hamper your
But
team.
that's the thing but you see, it's so crazy because the Panthers, from what I read today, they said they gave they are made an offer to the Texans that the Texans most likely would not refuse, and it didn't jeopardize the future.
Okay.
I would like to see what type of offer that is that the Texans ain't gonna refuse, but they ain't jeopardize the future. I would honestly like to see what that is, KG. I need to see what that is
I would like to
because
see too.
because we just talk about Russell Wilson, 2 first rounds, 2 second rounds, fifth round, all kind of take plus 3
Right.
players. What are we giving up there? The Texans would be hard not to refuse that. Can refuse it, but ain't jeopardize the future. I would
Right.
really like to see what that is. But like I said, certain players are expendable. You can replace. Like I said, Brian Bonds, you can
Brian Bonds you
replace.
can replace.
Derek Brown, you
Brown
can
you can
replace.
Exactly.
Jeremy Chin, I love Jeremy Chin. Can you replace him? Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
But I think from what the Panthers are saying, the only untouchable player on the team is Jeremy Chin.
Agreed.
That's what they said. They're gonna get
Agreed.
they would put anybody else in the deal except Jeremy Chin. And then one person said, if Jeremy Chin is the hold up to get Deshaun Watson, you ain't gonna like it, but you have to give him up.
True.
So I don't know what's not marketing the future. They say the trade offer ain't marketing the future. I need to see what this trade offer is. But if I got up inside Deshaun Watson, I'm ready for the Sundays because you have a quarterback.
You got him for the next 10 years.
Quarterback. Exactly.
You got him for the next 10
You
years.
have it. The problem with the drafted quarterbacks is when you go and draft them, you draft them on hope and luck.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if they're gonna turn out to be really good. Like I remember we were talking about Malik Willis being a bum, and then Shane say anybody could stand up there and throw the ball down the field, whistle the ball down the field, and it's gonna look good.
With no pressure, right?
But now you're going to game and he trading the ball. He can't get this and that. He can't make a read. So again, because right now there's no clear-cut number one quarterback in the draft. Some people view Pickett as the best one to come out. Some people view Malik Willis as the best one to come out. Some people view Desmond Ridder as actually the best one to come out. They say Willis is the highest upside. Pickett is probably the longest potential one. And Ridder is the most game ready right now. So it's why you did because someone said if we draft Willis, we starting Sam Donald this year. Because he's not ready to go in week one. He has
course,
to,
yeah.
he has to spend a year. He has to spend a year on the bench. If you put him in now, you'll kill his career.
Mm-hmm.
So if we lose out on Watson and we draft Malik Willis with the number 6 pick, we are going to have to sit him for a year. So, but answering your question, KG, if I got up inside the Deshaun Watson, a member of the Panthers, I would be ecstatic. It would crush me to see that certain players gone, but it'll crush me more because I'd play Madden. It ain't to say that is the team itself in real life, but I would be ecstatic that we got Deshaun Watson because you guys just be here with me during the Sundays. I can't take no more bad quarterback play. I can't take it no more. I can't take Donald out there doing a heap of nonsense. I can't take Cam balling out back and then he get benched the next game. I can't do that.
I'm gonna have to deal with a little bit of it because the Eagles are out of the Deshaun Watson trade sweepstakes. So,
but the thing with the Eagles is they got so much ammunition to actually build that team into a contender. That's the difference. The Panthers got no second or third round pick, but the Eagles, you got 3 first rounds. You got cap space.
Mm-hmm.
You know you need 1 or 2 skill position players. You got Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert.
Mm-hmm.
You need another receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even 2 if you want.
Probably even 2.
In
the slot.
Exactly. So you probably got 3 receivers plus Quez. That's 4 good receivers. You got Goedert. Are they going to draft another running back or sign a running back? Because I heard that Miles Sanders is good, but he doesn't stay healthy. Are you going to do that?
He doesn't stay healthy.
Then are you going to use some of your draft capital to get a good cornerback, a good linebackers?
We need a linebacker. That's definitely what we need.
Exactly.
If we get a solid starting linebacker, that would help our defense a whole lot. We have, like I said before, we haven't drafted as a linebacker in the first round since the 1960s. I can't believe that. I mean, yes, we had solid linebacker play. We had great Pro Bowl linebackers. We had Jeremiah Trotter at one point. You know what I mean? We had the Miko Ryans. I mean, we had Seth Joyner like way back when. But that's like three solid linebackers you can actually say who are Pro Bowl impact players. You know what I mean? We haven't had that since.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though we won the Super Bowl, who we had Kendricks and Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks was injured. We had Kendricks and those other guys were backups, but they weren't game changers. They weren't playmakers.
But
So
look, it comes down to like you say, you have the ammunition, you got to use it.
right,
It's going to be very crucial in terms of how the Philly draft, use those draft picks, and how they spend their money.
I think we
It's
need
going
to
to be
either
very
get
crucial.
Devin Lyde, the linebacker, or the who the other fella is Devin Lyde
Bush. No,
and
not
Bush
no. It's Dean. Dean and
and
Lyle.
Dean,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Dean and Lyde.
Yeah. Dean and
We
Lyle.
need to get either one of those guys as our starting linebackers. Either one. We have to get one of them. One of them. It's up
That's
to the
true.
scouts to decide who's the right for the scheme. Then after that, you go ahead, and if you have to trade up, but you have to draft a linebacker in the first round this year. You have to. You have to.
I think it's a must.
Linebacker, and DN.
You
That's
have to.
our main needs right now. A linebacker and a
You have
DN.
to. You
So
have
we'll
to.
see.
So we are looking forward to tomorrow, which is Tampering Day. So the next 2 days, I'm sure when we come on to our next show on Tuesday, we're gonna have just as much to talk about because
Mhm.
we will have persons that are already verbally committed to their new team and contract. So we're gonna have a lot of them tomorrow and Tuesday, and then Wednesday. I think probably we may have to do a special show on Thursday
Might have to do
because
something.
Maybe.
we got
Maybe.
now Wednesday because of work, but Thursday we could do the first 2 days of free agency. We could do a special on Thursday
The
talking
first
about
2 days of
some.
free agency gonna be hot.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna do a show. We're
Fernandez might
gonna
end up with JC Jackson. Shea might be
yeah,
live and happy.
we got
Well, that's JC Jackson
and,
and Tyrann Matthew.
Exactly.
and
Skip it.
we get the Sean. I tell Shane Tanan
Yeah,
Restream might
exactly.
come on by myself. I come on
Exactly.
talk
So
about
who
thing.
knows?
So
Eagles might trade Fletcher Cox.
and thing. So I mean, it fluid for this whole week. You might see a lot of lawyers come on this whole week just to talk some stuff. So I mean, this is one of our most favorite times of the off season, right? Gearing up for the official start of the new league. Yeah, so
Mhm.
we are excited. Each of our teams, we are looking forward to a few stuff that we got to see. Um, we can still run through our three teams
I don't think so.
rapido.
Ain't
Rapido.
gonna be no rapido.
I could run through mine
I
fast.
mean,
I don't know
I
what
can
I'm
run
gonna
to the
say.
Colts real quick.
Exactly.
Look
I
at
mean, we already talked about most of this. If I go first because I got the Chiefs. We know what the Chiefs' biggest thing is right now. They're tied up in cap because of Kelsey, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Chris Jones. They had to let go Matthew. They don't have no cornerbacks and safeties. We don't know none of them. The linebackers is only Nick Bolton who they drafted. Um, on offense, they always solid on offense because you got Mahomes, Kelsey, thing, and you make Pringle and McCall Hardman and those guys look good as well because you have so much different options. Clyde Edwards Hilaire. The line, they hit jackpot on Creed Humphreys and Trey Smith. The left side of the line, Joe Tony, All Pro, Orlando Brown, Pro Bowler, and then the right tackle, they can easily find. But I mean, it comes down to the defense. The defense is going to be they couldn't stop Josh Allen at all.
not a drop.
You couldn't, but they kept up with Josh Allen in terms of the offense. Now you're losing Tyrone Matthew, which is probably the most valuable player on your defense. How are you going to replace him? How are you going to replace the secondary on a whole? Chris Jones is there. Frank Clark is there. You
For
can
now.
you exactly for now. You can probably resign Melvin Ingram if you want for a shot, though. But I can't name no cornerback on the team, none. And now Matthew's gone. I only know Sorensen, the safety, but he's not an every down safety. So you probably need you need to reconstruct again your entire secondary and your entire secondary. Basically, let's put it as that. You need to reconstruct the entire secondary.
And Now you gotta deal with Carr, Howard, and Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop nobody if you don't have people to stop them. You got to get the pressure, which is Frank Clark and Chris Jones. You need depth though. They do need depth. They don't have depth,
They
but you
can't
need
afford
to
it.
exactly. You need to either that first pick has to come in the secondary. I guarantee it has to come in the secondary. That first wrong pick, it has to come to somebody a impact player in the secondary. You need corners. You need safeties. You do. I don't know. You know their sales pitch to free agents is always we right there for a Super Bowl. You may have to take less, but what you want? You want to take less money to win a Super Bowl, or you want to go get a heap of money and then be on a trash team?
Right.
So that's their sales pitch. But for the Chiefs, the offense is fine as long as you got Mahomes in the backfield and Kelsey and Hill. Your offense is always going to be fine. But we have to invest in the defense now. Let's work on the defense, get them together. Spagnola and those guys got some work to do on the defense. Right. Who's KG hit the calls quick?
I mean, onto the Colts, they just like Carson Wentz. Don't know who's gonna be their starting quarterback. I think they got some draft picks back from I think the Redskins was a second and a third. They don't have a first round pick. That first round pick was given to the Eagles and that trade for Carson Wentz. So they don't have a first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
They have a solid, they have a good squad. They have some good foundational pieces. You have a Darius Leonard, you have a Quentin Nelson, you have a Device Buckner, you have Jonathan Taylor. They still have Marlon Mack. I don't know what they're going to do with him. They're going to keep him as a number two. You have Naeem Hines, who's a good change of pace back. I mean, you have a decent offensive. I think they have Eric Fisher as left tackle still. What they do need is
No, I think Eric Fisher's a free agent. They could
free agent,
listen
right?
to Eric Fisher, yeah.
So, but what they do need is some receivers, a solid number one receiver. I think Pittman is not a solid number one receiver. He's a good possession, a good number two.
Yeah.
Zach Pascal and those other guys are probably number three, number four receivers. You don't have a solid number one. Mo Ali Cox, he's probably not a solid number one tight end. He's probably a good tight end, but probably not a solid number one. So they probably need some.
But he's a tight end too.
He's a tight end, but he's okay.
I mean, he's a free agent.
Right. So I don't know if they're gonna sign him back. Will they do? But like I said before, with Carson Wentz going, they have 72 mil in cap space. That's a lot. So they got admission to actually sign some players on defense and offense and get that team going. Only question is, will they be able to get a solid quarterback on that team?
Yeah, I think
Again,
to that again.
I think it was Darius who made a comment on Twitter. This is our third year now. We're gonna start over with another quarterback. You know what I mean? There's no continuity at the quarterback position. Your team can't win like that if you don't have continuity at quarterback.
Can't have a revolving door
exactly.
over and over.
So I don't know what's going on with Frank Wright and Jim Orsay and the GM. I don't know what they have planned. But that right now they have some good building blocks, like I said before. Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, DeFarius Buckner, Darius Leonard. They have some good defensive ends. So like I said, some decent cornerbacks. I forget who the cornerback was who they had before. I think he's a free agent. No, he was with the Vikings.
Oh, say that again.
Xavier
Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes. Yeah. I think he's a free agent as well. I don't know if he's going to be back. So with all the money they're having, 72 million cap space, they have the ammunition to go in. They don't have much draft picks, and if the trade is true with them having to trade
Minshew
with the Eagles again for Minshew, they're losing more draft picks again. So it will be up to them now to build true free agency and see if they can build that team. Maybe Minshew is the answer. I don't know. But I mean, it's up to them to find out.
You got Jonathan Taylor, right. World class running back.
Exactly.
They need a legit number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They got good complementary, but they don't have the number one.
Exactly.
Tight end. See what they do there. Defense, you got Bucky Buck and Darius Leonard. You obviously got to fill the back end of your defense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what they do there. I mean, but like you said, they got the ammunition to do 70-something million in cap space. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. So they could easily fill positions with that cap space, easily,
Exactly.
and still have more cap space for next season. Because right now they don't have a quarterback that's commanding a big contract. So they're in good position. They just don't have draft picks.
Hmm.
And they can't get drafted because they really ain't got nobody else to pick him up like that.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they trade. I know they wanted to try to trade Marlon Mack, but Parsons will just wait till he gets released and then pick him up. It
yeah,
don't make
Marlon
sense to
Mack will
trade for
go.
Marlon Mack when you can
Exactly.
because they got Naeem Hines and Taylor. They Marlon
Exactly.
Mack was the odd one out, so that's good. Shane is on to the Jags.
So the Jags got 40 million in cap space, which is good. Trevor Lawrence on his rookie deal, so they ain't really got to worry about a quarterback space like that. The problem with the Jags though is and I can't remember if Streety has said that, but you got Cam Robinson out there as a free agent. I
They
think that's
tagged him.
they tag him.
They
Okay,
Yeah,
tagged him.
so I think that was a must sign back. You got DJ Shot.
I think he's a free agent.
He's a free agent, and I think to me that's a must sign back. Okay, without DJ
I
Shot, who
don't
is
know.
it
I
down
think
there?
they probably gonna move on from Chuck.
They move on from Chuck.
And who? And then get who? And deal with who?
He was injured. He got injured. Well, that's true too. That's the question the Jags gotta ask. I know they had Marvin Jones. They got Chenault.
You just question out.
They need Chuck.
I think they need Shot. I think that's a need.
They need him. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Another wide receiver that's a free agent is Laquan Treadwell.
He's trash.
Yeah, but
I, I think
he's
he
a
was all
Remember,
right though.
no,
a
no.
bust.
Remember, he got drafted by the Vikings and
Like he's a
couldn't
first
even get
round.
a catch from
Yeah.
nobody. He
He's a
sucked.
bust.
He sucked.
He's a bust.
Tavon Austin gone too.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
He
he's
gone,
another
but I
bust.
mean he 31, 32, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
let him go.
his time is up.
Other than that, I think young players who are out there free agency, they had Tavon Bryan, who's a DT, he's 26.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trey Hondon, a cornerback, he
Mm-hmm.
complimentary.
Yeah.
He's 26 too. I still really nice DJ Shark at 25. You're gonna he was a free agent. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm surprised they ain't try to sign him back already.
Right. You got Terry Goodwin. I don't know who he be. But he
He's a wide
25.
receiver from Georgia. He was a
Yeah.
seventh round pick from the Panthers. He's nobody.
Right. And then you got Andrew Wingard, who's a safety. He 25. To me, I think the team on the right track. I think Obama really fucked this team. But they got money, they got draft picks,
And they got a new coach.
and they got no
Yeah.
coach. You could go there and you could get a
The
Thibodeau.
VP.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You could get Thibodeau. You could get my boy Hutchinson. Show up that defense. I don't think the offense is really that bad.
But you see, now the problem is they always talked about that first pick was gonna be Evan Neal. You think bringing back Cam now takes them over the line
I
for the
think
pick?
so. Cam only 26.
I think either you try to trade back,
Right.
you grab one
Or,
of them DNs.
or you grab a DN.
Or you
Right.
grab a DN.
You go up there. They got a first pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they got first pick.
I will go up there and grabbing Thibodeau.
You either
Unless-
either trade back or grab a DN.
Unless you for certain that you can make a trade that somebody going for somebody else at the first round, and you could trade back and still guarantee that you get one of them DNs. Because I don't
Thibodeau to Oregon, right?
yeah.
That's a thing.
Hey, but
So that-
he didn't they knock him bad during the pro day. I mean it's combine boy.
But man, a lot of
He
people,
ain't-
a lot
yeah,
of
but
people
he
talk about
ain't-
the combine. So the combine was trash though.
He ain't come to that SEC. He come to that Pac-10, Pac-12. You know what I mean? You know how I feel about that already. The SEC got a legit players.
Yeah. We gotta see. I agree with you. That team ain't bad in it. They're just young. They're just young.
Young,
And
right?
then they just didn't have a good leader last year in Urban Meyer. Now you bring in your veteran head coach, Dougie P. Dougie P got some sense. He quarterback. You still got James Robinson and Etienne. You got Dan Arnold, the tight end. It's not the offense. I mean, it all comes down to how well Lawrence progresses. I mean, that was his rookie year last year. He had his ups and downs. Let's see how comfortable he gets in his second year. The defense, they got Josh Allen, the defensive end. He
Josh
had like
Allen.
10 sacks.
They still got
They
Miles
got,
Jack, right?
I think they had
Yeah.
Miles. They got
They still
Miles
got
Jack.
Miles
Miles Jack.
They got Chisan, another outside linebacker from LSU. He was good. He's a good outside linebacker. I don't know about the cornerback. They traded CJ Henderson. I don't know who they got in the defensive backfield. I don't know who, because they traded Ronnie Harrison as well. So I don't know who their DBs are and thing. But the team is young. But
you got the money. You got money.
exactly.
You got draft picks.
How much cap space they
Oh,
got?
they got
Fuck.
Shaquille Griffin. They got Shaquille
Shaquille
Griffin.
Yeah,
Griffin.
you got to get from the Seahawks. Yeah,
He's good. He's good.
40 million.
5 million
Right.
cap. Yeah, they still got
Yeah.
money.
So, I mean, let's see what, like she said, let's see if they can bring a little dose of veteran leaders to that team, because the team, when you got such a young team, it's just there's no kind of leadership to really say, like, when things going bad, you got that veteran that could, just say, look, we're gonna get things up.
I still think that releasing DJ Shark gonna be a problem. Your rookie had that connection with that receiver.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, I think with really, I think it was more Marvin Jones and Trevor Lawrence had that connection. I think
Marvin Jones had a lot of things with him.
I think Shark was injured most of the season, right?
Right, but Marvin Jones, you're dirty veteran, 30-something years old. They got DJ Shark 25. You can grow that bond with DJ Shark.
Yeah.
You're saying ain't no guarantee. DJ Shark ain't no bad receiver. Okay, he was injured last year, but he ain't no bad receiver.
Right.
But I think he was injured the past 2 years. Do you want to pay somebody that's been injured the past 2 years?
Right.
Because they could probably say, look, I want to bring you back, but at this price. And Chuck probably is like, hell no, I want more than that. No, I want more than that. And then that's the standstill right there. So are they going? They can replace him to free agency, or they can probably they got high picks. They got a lot of picks in them because they traded people.
Yeah,
you could get another receiver to fill in DJ Chark role. But I would take DJ Chark anytime too.
I would take him too.
I think I'd like that team needs some veteran people on it. I think that's what kind of holds them back to a certain extent.
Right.
So, well, I agree with the assessment of them. On Tuesday we'll be talking about. The free agency. So we'll put off the teams for now, but that's basically like the first half of the teams. We'll do the second half after free agency cools.
After the first week of free agency.
After
the first week of free agency, it's gonna cool long.
It has cool long, yeah. So we will go through after that Jaguars, the Chiefs, we will go through the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Rams. We'll go through there in the not so distant future. Once the first week of free agency cools down, we'll head back onto our team evaluations. But on Tuesday, we'll have a lot to talk about. Teams, new players, new fits, and our teams, because our team's just as highly likely to do stuff just like every other team as well. So Tuesday we'll have a lot to talk about again in terms of some free agents.
Agreed.
So keep your phone close. Things gonna happen.
Yeah, my phone gonna be on my hip.
Things happening. Keep your phone charged. Things flying off full speed,
12 o'clock, 12:01. Somebody saw it already. Somebody saw it 12:01.
I might have to come home 11:30. I know yet. All right, fellas. So we gonna talk again Tuesday.
Yep.
And see what happened with the free agency fallout after the first 2 days.
Right.
And keep it abreast.
All right.
All right. Yes, I.